So we know that the Kansas City Chiefs are off to a 5-0 start to start their season, and it's definitely scary. But the funny thing about the Kansas City Chiefs is that they're just getting started, and we haven't seen nothing yet. Now, the Kansas City Chiefs, they will have no choice to reevaluate the offense during the bye week. And the team, they entered the season with a plan that depended a lot on the playmakers of wide receivers Rashee Rice, Hollywood Brown, and the running back Isaiah Pacheco. And they're all sidelined with indefinite injuries. Well, that's Hollywood and Rice. But Pacheco, he should eventually return, but it's going to be a long period. He's going to be gone for a minute. So what the team will do, they will self-scout during the bye week, and then maybe it's going to reveal that the team does need an external solution. But the only problem is getting a wide receiver via trade or free agency is almost never guaranteed. Now, the thing about free agency is that you might get a veteran like Mike Thomas easily, but does the Kansas City Chiefs want that is the question, because Juju Smith-Schuster just had an amazing game, 7 receptions, 130 yards. Now, would the Kansas City Chiefs want somebody like Amari Cooper, Devontae Adams? Absolutely. But the thing about that is that it's not easy. That's the problem. It is not easy. But moving forward, Andy Reid and the offensive coaching staff, they're going to have to make the most out of this current roster, and that's obviously by tweaking the scheme or the play calling. And we've seen some of that in the Chiefs' Week 5 win over the New Orleans Saints. So when we talk about the run scheme, we know Isaiah Pacheco was obviously the Chiefs' feature back before he got hurted. But the offensive scheme adjusted by calling, fewer zone runs, and they called some more downhill power runs that gave Isaiah Pacheco the chance to, pop big plays. But in his absence, Kareem Hunt, he has stepped into the lead role, and he shifted the Chiefs' play calling in the run game. If you look at what happened against the Saints, the Chiefs called 23 zone runs compared to only 7 gap runs. That's according to PFF, by the way. And the reason why this way of playing fits Hunt very well is because of his combination of elusiveness and his power in the box. And the trade-off is just less explosiveness on the ground, And Kareem Hunt, he had 27 carries in Week 5, but none of them traveled further than 8 yards. So that was a little, it was a good performance, but it was a different way that we run. So with this Chiefs, zone run scheme, it includes pass options that Patrick Mahomes could choose to throw to. The team, they have a gap scheme in the run pass option playbook, but those plays are obviously at its best when the line could fire off and drive the defensive front back aggressively. So basically, this just means that the Chiefs, their running scheme, it will be more passive down to down, with linemen making sure, not to go downfield, just in case the pass is thrown. But the thing about this is that it's gonna allow Patrick Mahomes to get more advantages on his looks, But it could also be the downside, because Patrick Mahomes, he will throw interceptions at times, because it's just how it is. The way the scheme and the way the Kansas City Chiefs are putting this together, Patrick Mahomes may not be comfortable with it automatically. He will throw interceptions. Now, if you look at the last game, that was just unfortunate. Now it feels like Patrick Mahomes just has that Josh Allen luck from last season, where we seen Josh Allen, even when he played great, he still just had to throw a pick. And that's what it really looks like for Patrick Mahomes. An odd stat line for Patrick Mahomes, over 330 yards, but 0 TDs and 1 interception. We don't really see that out of Pat. But the Chiefs, they are finding ways to win games. And obviously, this is the beginning. They're 5-0. And we just haven't seen nothing yet. Like, how the Kansas City Chiefs are towards the playoffs and the end of the season. We literally haven't seen nothing yet at all. And we're always a better team after the bye week, too. So this is insane that we're 5-0. Undefeated? Question mark? Who knows? It might just happen. So the Chiefs, they also increased the overall usage of their tight ends against the Saints. Both tight ends, Noah Gray and Jared Wiley, they played a season-high amount of snaps. Travis Kelce, he saw the most targets with 10 and receptions with 9 he had in any game this year. And even Jody Fortson played 11 snaps, And it speaks to the lack of reliable depth at the wide receiver position. The Chiefs, they kept a tight rotation against New Orleans. That we've seen Xavier Worth be out there, Justin Watson, and Juju Smith-Schuster were the only 3 receivers to get consistent playing time. But the Chiefs, they've been leaning a bit more on multiple tight ends and formation. You know, they had a few snaps in 14 personnel, which obviously is 4 tight ends, running back, no wide receivers. Now, not everybody knows that, but 14 personnel, I'm going to repeat, 14 personnel means 4 tight ends, running back, and no wide receivers. So the Chiefs, they've been doing very good, you know, with the 14 personnel. The thing about this 14 personnel and the heavier packages, it forced the defense to play with more linebackers on the field and less coverage-minded players. So that's why Kansas City, they will continue using their tight ends in the passing game to make up for this absence that the offense has been having. Now, they also had to piece together Rashee Rice's role, right? Just like how they pieced together Pacheco's role, they got to do it with Rashee Rice as well. So Juju Smith-Schuster, he looked like a replacement for Rice. You know, he looked like he took Rice's spot in the offense during the win over the New Orleans Saints. I mean, he was tied for the second most receiver snaps on the team. He led the position in targets with 8, receptions with 7, yards with 130, and first down catches with 4, which was great. So Smith-Schuster and Rice, they shared a trait of beating zone coverage. Smith-Schuster, he excelled in that aspect of the Chiefs' offense in 2022. And he ended up picking up right where he left off back then during his Week 5 win. And the plays that he's made, it just shows a strong feel for space and how he adjusts to the speed or direction of a route based on zone defenders. He's a veteran, man. He's not going to show the same level as playmaking as Rice, but he's going to give you yards and he's going to give you opportunities to score the ball. So we know that that's what we know about Juju Smith-Schuster right now. And Rice, he was the Chiefs' primary option on quick screens to the outside before he was injured. Juju, he won't be able to replace those opportunities, but you could get a guy like McCole Hardman who could replace that, who caught 4 screen passes against the Saints, totaling for 33 yards and earning 2 first downs. So the Kansas City Chiefs, they know what they're doing. They know how to keep their offense on point. They're not going to just sit here and just let the offense go to waste, or not let the offense go to waste, or let them struggle. None of that. They're going to keep staying on point. They're going to do what they have to do to keep adjusting to every week and just adjust to how they're getting played, like all of that type of stuff. The Kansas City Chiefs, they know what to do. They just won back-to-back Super Bowls for a reason, and they're still aiming for this three-peat for an actual reason. And that game against the Saints should make people happy because that was the Chiefs' best offensive game, in my opinion, this whole year. Just the way how he looked so smooth and, you know, stuff like that. Kelsey had a good game. Juju, McCole had a good game with the screens. I loved what I was seeing in that game. But we have a bye week right now, so today we can just watch stress-free football. And then Sunday we will be back at it at a 4:25 Eastern game against the San Francisco 49ers, who are 3-3, and they're looking to get above 50 or above 500. But the Chiefs are going to shut that down because we just own the 49ers. But it's me, your boy, Chiefs Priority, man. If you enjoyed this video, I'm out, man. Peace. Like, subscribe.